What was the Monroe Doctrine in 1823? U.S. President James Monroe stood before Congress with a bold declaration. Europe, he said, must no longer interfere in the affairs of the Western Hemisphere. This was the birth of what became known as the Monroe Doctrine. On the surface, it sounded like a defensive stance, protecting newly independent nations of Latin America, but behind this noble tone lay something deeper, a quiet but clear ambition to become the dominant force in the Americas. Was this a shield, or the first move in a grand game of control? Though framed as protection, the Monroe Doctrine soon became a tool of expansion. The United States began to intervene economically and politically in Latin America. Trade, investments, and military presence all started to grow. Britain, once dominant, now quietly stepped aside. The Western Hemisphere was turning into America's sphere of influence. The doctrine became less about protection and more about power. By the 20th century, the Monroe Doctrine evolved. Under President Theodore Roosevelt, it gained a new edge. Now, the U.S. claimed the right to intervene directly. In Panama, Cuba, the Dominican Republic, and later Grenada, American boots hit the ground. These weren't just political moves, they were military campaigns masked as defense of democracy. But not everyone agreed. Protests rose. Sovereignty was questioned. Was the doctrine saving nations or controlling them? The Monroe Doctrine was never officially repealed. In the 21st century, its spirit still echoes in U.S. foreign policy. Under Obama, Trump, and Biden, Latin America remained a backyard in Washington's eyes. Sanctions, diplomatic pressures, and covert operations in Venezuela, Cuba, and Nicaragua. The doctrine lives on, not in name, but in action. Is this security or silent empire building?